Hello there, everybody. So today we're going to talk about how can we end our mental suffering. They are suffering, and they really want to know how can they get out of it. Well, first of all, we must understand why we are suffering. Why can't we feel a sense of well-being within us? Now, it all starts with the mind. The mind is a very powerful thing. It is so powerful that it could either really make your day or break your day. And even if you're having a good day, it can be not a good day at all because you're so up in your head. You're so stuck up in your head that like you could be so rich, you could be famous, you could have it all, but you still could be suffering. And so many things in our community, I know we see status, wealth, or having a pretty girlfriend or having a pretty boyfriend to make us happy. Pretty boyfriend. Or you either need like a partner to truly make you happy. And at first, sure, it might make you happy for a little while, but in the long run, all your wounds start to come out. All the ugliness starts to come out that you haven't worked on, that you haven't healed from, all the trauma. And then it doesn't help that that other person hasn't healed from their trauma or worked on themselves either. So now you have two people in a relationship, you have two problems, and it was beautiful at first, but now it's time to put it down. Or you may get that really expensive new Ferrari and you love it, you're so happy with it. But then all of a sudden, 3 or 5 days later, you get bored and you're on to the next thing that you think will satisfy you. Now, or let's say, for example, you're a kid in a scenario and you get ice cream and you lick it and you're like, oh, this is amazing. This is wonderful. This is the best thing I ever had. And then all of a sudden it starts because, let's say you haven't eaten it in like four weeks. You start craving it and you start craving and clinging and you start wanting it because it made you happy. Well, this is all because of the root cause of desire. And we all know worldly desires are very tempting. The mind makes these desires very tempting. You just want to reach out and you want to and you really want it. I know you want it. And it's like dangling by a thread right in front of you and you're like so our worldly desires is what leads us to a life full of suffering. Now, what if I told you that there's actually a way out and it's within? And what if I told you it's here in front of you right now in this moment, but you're unaware? For those who are aware, I know you guys are blissed out. I know how well you're feeling because I'm feeling that too. But for those who are still asleep, it's already here in front of you. And you can bring out that hidden potential right here, right now. Now that we know our mind is the root cause, our desires are the root cause of our suffering, do we have to throw everything? Do we have to go and become ascetic and go on a very spiritual quest and starve ourselves? No, we don't have to. Here is my method specifically. You just have to be zen. You just have to focus on the present moment. You close your eyes. You become aware of your heartbeat, the sounds around you, the clothing on your body. And when your mind wanders, bring it back to anything, any awareness, your breathing, anything. See those little fundal aspects. When you close your eyes and you become aware of these aspects that are happening around you and within you, that is the start to opening the gate of power within. Now, when I started out, you're not probably going to get very far. You're going to start your inner journey and you're going to realize that, okay, there is something there. You're onto something, but it's still, it's not working. And it's not working because your mind is still has a very tight grip on you, and you need to discipline your mind. You need to let go of your ego. And that's the problem. Our minds are very powerful. They always want to be in control. And you're trying to bring out this awareness, this consciousness, which is your true state of intelligence, the one that sees all, the one that knows all. And you have it's a fight between what you truly are and what the false ego is. And this false ego, every person's unique sense of personality is the reason why we are suffering. Because it's not about external circumstances. It's about the interior that is built within. You want to know my method of life. I didn't run out and I didn't become a hermit or I didn't become a monk. But I make sure to live like a monk in a society. So here is what I did. I did what Krishna would do. He's very life affirmative, and he pushed himself and he used that and he lived life to the fullest. He with woman, being blissful, being ecstatic with life, whether you're with somebody or not. You push yourself. You use that for your liberation of suffering. You engage in society. You use that as a way to deepen your awareness, your spiritual practice, and use that to liberate you from suffering through the way of Zen. Now, through the way of Zen, let's talk about Zen. Zen is not a religion, or that is Zen. What I did right there, that is Zen. I do not want to give any words to it, but it's the wordless wisdom that will set you free. It's the silence, when you meditate and use your awareness, it's the silence that is the most powerful. Because the moment you close your eyes, if you become aware and you listen to something, you realize that your mind goes silent. And that's when you start bringing out the true power within. That's when you start bringing out consciousness, pure consciousness. Like I said, it's pure, it's blissful, it's loving. And every human being on this entire planet has it within. But they haven't realized it yet. They haven't closed their eyes to see and realize that, there's their unique personality that is controlling every aspect of your life. Now, the end goal is real. The end goal is very real, and it's called enlightenment. Enlightenment is the most desirable state. And that's the problem. If your mind clings to it, if it becomes desirable, don't cling to it. Instead, keep your focus in the present moment. Keep it here. Keep it right now, and you'll be good. And like anything in life, it can be your meditation. So when you're out in public or you're just closing your eyes, but when you start meditating, you're going to get the most results with your eyes closed. That's when you're going to bring out the results. So for me as a person, I did like 6 to 8 hours a day. If you start heavily focusing on it and, take some time off, do whatever, you will have you'll think of yourself as a great success. You'll be very blissful with life. No matter the aspect, it's like, oh, I don't have this job, or I don't have this partner, or da-da-da. You're saying that in your head. You don't need that. You don't need that, because you are complete and you are whole just the way you are. And enlightenment, this is how you spot an enlightened being. Somebody who is still, somebody who is very still, their eyes glow, and everyone around them, they get either giggly or they start crying or something. That is how you spot an enlightened being, because they're bringing out something that that they have within that you want. And you might find it with a monk, you might find it with somebody, you might find it in a human being, you can find it in anyone. Anyone could be a potential Buddha. Oh, let's talk about Buddha. Let's talk about Buddha. Buddha. What is a Buddha? Buddha is somebody who is beyond his intellect. Somebody who is consciously aware of the present moment. Someone who lives now. And, it's an awakened intellect. That's the title for Buddha. But you have to get over your ego for that title. And then enlightenment is the highest thing, where you feel a deep sense of peace, and your mind can still think things, but having that deep sense of peace, you become really unshakable. Like, literally nothing should really truly affect you. That is how powerful enlightenment is. This is the ultimate goal. This is what everybody wants. Everyone is a seeker, whether it's an external world or within. And so enlightenment, or nirvana, moksha, whatever you want to call it, the Tao, these are all still enlightenment, but there's different paths, but everything leads to the present moment. Everything leads to now. And we could all use some more now in my life, but for me, I'm always stuck in the now. So like I said, double down, triple down on your spiritual practice. For me, like, I love to meditate or do dance moves or listen to podcasts or put YouTube videos, and I just meditate at that, because anything in your life can be meditation. As long as you're focused, your awareness is here now in the present moment. You bring out that awareness by first closing your eyes and becoming aware of everything that's happening within and around you, and using that to liberate you. So the more and more aware you become, the more and more confident, the more blissful you become, the more adventurous you become. You become a free spirit, and that's when life truly starts. The moment one becomes enlightened, they realize enlightenment doesn't actually exist. It's more the whole existence happening the whole existence happening all at once. You're connected to everything. Everything is connected. And once you are connected in the moment, everything starts gravitating towards you, because you are in synchronization with the universe. I know that sounds crazy, but if you are in synchronization of this present moment, of pure existence itself, then see what happens. See the magic. Let the magic unfold. Be the main character of your story. I wouldn't even say be the main character. Let go of the main character in your story. Let go of the ego in your head, and see how amazing life can become just by being in the present moment, by being in the here and now. So remember, your focus should be entirely on the present moment. All other things are just side quests, Your main quest, focus on the present moment, focus on your liberation from suffering, and prioritize your happiness first, because when you're here in the moment, when you're here now, you are golden. You are infinitely golden. So, you are enlightenment. You are connected to the whole existence, but you haven't realized it. And that's my TED Talk for today. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love making these videos, and what can I say? These are really fun to make. All right. Goodbye.